Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Hi, welcome back. I hope y'all are doing great. Today I'm going to be sharing my completed series with you all, so let's hop on into it. Alright, so I'm scooting all over just a little bit so you can kind of see the pictures as I put them up. So I wanted to break this down in 3 different ways. We have ongoing series that I have not completed every single book because they're not all out, but like I've completed all the books that are out so far. We have the series that are DNF'd, and then also the series that are closed and completed. So let's start with the series that I have DNF'd. So first of all, we have the Sinners of Saint series by L.J. Shen. I read the first book on this, the novella. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Defy. I've just decided I'm not reading L.J. Shen anymore. I'm just not interested. So yeah, that's that on that one. Also, the Pucked series by Helena Hunting. I just decided I don't really care about the rest of the series. I didn't like the first one, so I'm gonna try other books by Helena Hunting rather than continue this hockey romance that I just don't really care for. Then we have the One Wild Wish series. This one is a trilogy. The first book, I'll put it on the screen. I just don't really want to continue it. I don't really care. The first one was okay, but I just don't care anymore. Then we have the Dark Daddy series by B.B. Himmel. There's just other daddy kink books that I would rather read. There's others that sound more appealing to me, and the series just really wasn't working for me. I read one book out of it, and the next book that I tried to read, because I tried to read a second one, just really didn't work for me. So I'm just gonna part ways with this one and call it right now. Then we have the Beneath series by Megan March, and honestly, let's just be real, I'm DNFing every Megan March that I have open right now. I don't support Megan March. I will not read from her. Then we have the Wild series by Kate Webster, which this one's kind of self-explanatory. I did read The Wild. This is incest. Both of them are incest. I'm good. I don't want to read the next book in the series. I'm not doing it, okay? So we're gonna part ways on that. We are not continuing that one. I do want to read more from Kate Webster, but this is just not the series that I've decided I'm going to continue reading. So yeah, no thank you. Then we have The Lion and the Mouse by Kenya Wright, which this one is really disappointing because I really liked Dirty Kisses, but I really hated the second book in the series. I just DNF'd it. I did not like it. So yeah, this is a Mafia series. I'm just gonna part ways on it and find something else by Kenya Wright that I'd like to have. A Dirty Billionaire by Megan March, which, are we shocked? I'm pretty sure this is the one that had our heroine from Eastern Kentucky, and like the girl had done like literally no research to know what was in Eastern Kentucky, describing it as a one stoplight town, but then giving us a bar. I don't live in a one stoplight town, and we don't even have a fucking bar. So then I have the Record series by K.A. Lindy. This is a journalist series. This one actually, it's not bad. This one is the one that portrays journalists the best. If you watched my video where I read like a journalist for so I think I read like 3 journalist books, like as a former journalist. At the time I was former journalist, but like when I started I was like I was in the field. Then you will know that this one was portrayed fairly accurately. I just was bored, and I can't read books about journalists anymore. Working in the field kind of like ruined the profession, because like I'm now just constantly knowing when things are wrong. So it's fine. I don't plan on continuing it, but if you want something that's done well, then this is a series you can definitely go to. So now I want to talk about the closed series that I have completed. So first we have the Hot and Hammered trilogy by Tessa Bailey. I love the series. This is a rom-com series. So there's 3 books in here. I love them all. They're all so good. The first one's Fix Her Up, baseball romance. Well, kind of. He's a former baseball player. It's definitely a rom-com, definitely adorable. Definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't. Then we have the Here and Now series by Lexi Ryan. This one and it follows the amnesia trope, and it's kind of like a romantic suspense, because you're like, you don't know what's actually happening. You don't know why she lost her memories. You're like uncovering all her memories. There's a potential love triangle, and you're like, what the heck's going on? It's so good. I absolutely love this series. Highly recommend it. Then we have the Mount series, the Mount trilogy by Megan March, which again, don't support Megan March, but I did finish that series. Then we have the Mr. Kane series by Shanora Williams, which I've read all of these now. I've also read the novella, which was like an extended epilogue that I could have definitely passed and never continued, but that is the Dad's Best Friend series. It is really good. Then I have the Devil's Playground Duet, which I absolutely love this series. This is by Ashley Jade. This one is really good too, because this one is like a super dark romance with a ton of trigger warnings, and like I recommend this all the time, but like you have no idea who's gonna end up together, and there's like so much stuff going on. There's like male female scenes in both books, and you have no, like, none of the main characters are involved together. It's absolutely wild. I love this series. Then we have Reasonable Doubt by Whitney G, which I love Whitney G. This one is following a girl who ends up using her mother's, what's it called? Like there's this like website for lawyers. She ends up using her mom's account and she's like in law school and she ends up making friends with this lawyer. And then she ends up going and interviewing at his, like his company to be an intern. And she had asked him before like the question and she gave the exact answer that he gave, so he knows that she is not who she's supposed to be, but she doesn't know that that is the guy that she's been talking to. It's a whole situation. It's so good. I highly recommend you check this series out if you haven't already. It's absolutely amazing. So then we have the Their Vampire Queen series by Jolie C. Burkhart. This one is so good. This one is a polyamorous reverse harem vampire story, which is just absolutely adorable and I love it. This has so much blood play, so many partners, and there's such a fun story going on here. After the third one, it does get a little hard to follow because there's so many limbs, but I love the entire series and I was definitely invested in like the actual story behind it, not just the smut. Alright, and then here are my open series. These could have changed a tiny little bit, but it's okay because these are mostly up to date. So we have the Miles High Club series, which I've read the first 2 books. I've read The Takeover and The Stopover. The Casanova could be out by the time this has gone up, but at the time of filming this, it is not out. Then I have the Kiss Quotient series, which again, by the time that I am putting this up, the last book could be out. I have read the first 2 books in this series. Then we have the Dom Fitness series by Brianna Hale, which has 2 novellas out, and the 3rd novella is not set a release date yet. These are Daddy Kink novellas, BDSM Club. Then we have the Loose Ends series. I'm just not sure if there's going to be more books in this series. This is the first one's Wraith and then Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. These are so good. I don't know if there's going to be any more books in this series. That's why I'm putting it here. We have Promised in Blood by Lilith Vincent, and I know for a fact that the 2nd book is not out yet at the time of filming this. It comes out in September, but the first book was fantastic. I adored it. We all know I made a whole readathon to talk everyone into reading Brianna Hale's new pen name, Lilith Vincent. So then we have the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRoe, which the 2nd book does not have a release date yet. The 1st book is Her Soul to Take, so it's the paranormal romance series. I absolutely loved the 1st book in this series. I cannot wait to read the next one. So yes, I absolutely loved that. And then we have Love by Night. This is by Stina. This one, I don't know when the 3rd book comes out. I've read the first 2. It's said that there's a 3rd book, but we don't know when it'll ever be out because it was said to be a trilogy. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago on Goodreads, and we have nothing. So we'll see if it's just traditional publishing being weird and being slow, or if there's just never going to be another book. So alright, so those are all of my completed series, DNF series that are ongoing that I have been completely caught up on. If you are still here, go ahead and leave me the little smiley face emoji with a cowboy hat on. The yeehaw emoji is what I'm going to call it. Leave me that down in the comments because I really feel like that fits the aesthetic I'm going for today. We got y'all alternative over here. So yeah, leave me a cowboy emoji down in the comments and I will chat with y'all in my next video. Bye everyone.